So after I hooked it all up and everything, I was still having the same problem. The power supply was cutting out on me. So what I did is I opened up the power supply that powers the power supply, and what I found was all the caps in that were also bad. So I have new caps on order, but these are the caps here. They are quite obviously damaged. You can't see that. They're all exploded and whatnot, damaged on the top. So all the caps were bad, had to be replaced. So if you're buying the Caline power supply on eBay, you're gonna do like I did and try and buy an inexpensive power supply. Be well aware that you're going to have to upgrade the power supply's capacitors, all of them, because they're all bad. All of these caps are generic caps. None of the brand names on them make any sense. They're generic, overseas, China-made, generic crap capacitors. They're not any good. Basically, this didn't even last one time, one use of me using it. The power supply was cutting out on me. When I opened up the main power supply, all the caps were exploded. Not all of them, but 2 or 3 of them were exploded. They had been expanded and everything. You could see that they were bad. And then after using and replacing all the caps in the main power supply portion of it, I was still having the cutting out problem. And then I opened up the power supply for the power supply, which is this, and it also had the same problem. All the caps were bad, and now I'm replacing all of the capacitors in the power supply for the Caline power supply as well. So be well aware, if you're going to buy the Caline power supply, they're really inexpensive, but you're going to have to do an upgrade to it. So that's about it. Just want to keep you aware. The power supply itself is a 18 volt 1 amp power supply, so I suppose you could just buy a replacement. There's the tag for it. You probably could just buy the replacement. Now what you want to do is, if you are going to buy the replacement, you want to be well aware of the voltage rating, which is 18 volt 1 amp on the output. And then what you also want to be aware of is the polarity, which is this little diagram down here. So be well aware of that if you're going to replace this power supply. You will need the same output and polarity. And then of course, if you're going to use it in the United States, you need 110 plug, and that'll get you power to the unit. You could get out of it that way. I looked up the power supplies online. The unfortunate thing about that is, if you get an inexpensive power supply online, you could end up with the same problem. So you'd probably be better off, like I'm doing, and just changing all the capacitors, and then your whole unit will be upgraded, and you shouldn't have any more problems, because the rest of the components in it look pretty solid. So I really believe in just changing all the caps will be sufficient. So check back, and we'll have some more videos.